Hey everybody, welcome back to yet another The Letter K Plays. Today we're going to be playing Diablo 4, and I just couldn't wait to get my hands on this game.
I'm kidding, please don't click off the video. From vanquishing a naturally pale evil bald guy at 36 to marveling at the perplexing storyline that's somehow equal parts saving the world and I need to find better boots immediately. Diablo 4 comes with more demonic mayhem than the average afternoon at Denny's. To my knowledge, this is actually the first title to not be mainly about Diablo himself, which is exciting because we don't need to be fighting the same villain every single Oh my god, she is being birthed on my screen! 10 minutes of cutscenes later, and we are finally playing Diablo 4, and I chose the Necromancer because I wanted to feel like I have more friends playing with me than I actually do. I also chose easy mode because I will cry if I see my friends dying a lot. The story for these types of games always go over my head, and I go on my phone for 90% of the cutscenes, so bear with me. Lilith was summoned by Quan Chi from Mortal Kombat, and the purpose of why is kept a secret for the entire game, but let's be honest, he summoned her because she's a baddie. Your character is found wandering in a dark forest during a blizzard for absolutely no reason, and almost die, but are then confronted by this totally inconspicuous wolf that just kind of stares at you and gives you the determination to get up and start killing the dogs outside. After taking an hour to change your settings, we march towards a village who claim there is some guy summoning demons downstairs, and we volunteer to slay it because we definitely weren't on the verge of death about 10 minutes ago. Demons slain, and they throw us a party with alcohol, which is what everyone would want to be doing after a labor-intensive day, but they roofied us instead, and we were forced to drink Lilith's blood. Where did they get her blood? I don't know, shut up. Drinking Lilith's blood gives us incredible powers, such as being able to see her blood petals with a glimpse of the past and probably several other strange diseases. Nobody plays these games for the story, I think. People play because they want to feel that hit of dopamine from hearing that legendary slam on the ground with a powerful People play this game to min-max their stats so they can feel something, anything, to shield them from the vestiges of a happier time, slaying thousands of enemies to ensure their focus never reaches the gaze of reality, the most threatening enemy. Anyway, you casually walk into this guy's house and start looking at his stuff, and when he finds you, he asks you to join him for dinner. This is how you know this game didn't take place in America, because if it did, he would have pulled out the gat immediately upon seeing you. This is Neyrelle, who is treated like more of a main character than you, because just like every other superhero ever, she's young and full of determination and has a tragic backstory. Her mom tried to join Lilith, then tried to kill us, so we killed her, and this is what Neyrelle said to me.
I don't want to hate you.
Your mom's a bitch, shut up.
We got sidetracked doing a dungeon, and we ran into the Butcher, which is actually a rare boss that spawns randomly. I'm gonna be honest, he scared the shit out of me. It was the first time one of us died, but I had a clutch revive, and the only way we beat it was by running in circles for 10 minutes. Let's go!
Oh my god!
Oh. We thought this was the boss of the dungeon, but we ran into the real one immediately after, and we killed it in like 30 seconds. Wow. We have to get a blessing from a fallen angel who people worship because he believes slaying Lilith is prophesized for him.
Fuck off.
Then we find out that he killed Lilith's son, who is also his son. This is actually insane though, because that means this motherfucker got so much riz he was able to pull Lilith. But it also means he is really beyond saving after partaking in the forbidden push. At this point we leveled quite a bit, and I have a lot of bone bros fighting by my side, but there's still more to be done. So I went to become a master necromancer and summon my fucking awesome bone golem. Look at him, he is a menace. He runs over to people and goes With newfound strength, me and the gang went forth to do something that I was told to do at some point. The goal is to keep finding Lilith, but we are literally 3 steps behind her for the entire game, and you never actually see her outside of cutscenes, and you only end up fighting people she's corrupted. This old lady was supposed to be a good guy, but she's like, fuck it, and wanted to become stronger. She was so strong, she got me whipping the invisible boatmobile. And because of this, I did not respect her final words and ripped major ass in front of her before she died. In this game, there are a lot of dungeons that seem really cool at first, but what I didn't know is that every dungeon gives you some sort of class reward at the end, but it isn't actually random. So that means all those dungeons I've spent hours on doing were actually for nothing. God damn it. I spent about 5 minutes making my character look badass before embarking on yet another journey to do nothing with the story. Why do games keep making bosses that run away before you kill them? I don't want to have to run 20 minutes to find a boss that I was supposed to kill 20 minutes earlier. Oh, and by the way, this area is all red and gross because Lilith is making this guy bleed infinitely. So that's like kind of fucked up, but also like so fucking metal. While we were busy making zero progress, Lilith came through this town and destroyed it and stole this guy's son. She works so fast, man. We're cooked. She even had time to stab him in the head and revive some crazy ass old demon.
Bro, that cannot be Yorin. He looks literally nothing like him. Oh shit, my bad. I really thought it wasn't him.
Anyway, he's dead now. He's gonna have to change his name to You're Out.
Oh, we finished Act 2. Oh, we're almost done with the game.
No, we weren't. I unlocked the ability to make my giant golem into an iron golem, and I love that because Minecraft iron golem. Oops, sorry. I just killed him. Lorath says the exact same thing I tell the police officers every Friday night. Works every time, guaranteed. We find out that Lorax is Quan Chi's teacher or some shit, and we try to find him to rip his head off. But big surprise, he's not home, so once again we have to chase him down. During this, I had my first death, which was total bullshit because I got Team Fortress 2 telefragged, and I'm not having fun anymore. What is this place? Oh! What the fuck? Why did he do that? He did all that just to get fucking melted? We eventually find Elias, aka Quan Chi, and the Lorax literally just walked up to him and stabbed him like it was nothing, and there was no context or explanation to why it was that simple. Quan Chi's apparently still alive after being killed right in front of us, and I don't know how we know that, aside from it seemed too easy. And we need this help with this old Diablo 2 character to find a secret base hidden within the sandstorm. We navigate the palace, pretending to be a cultist, as we find Quan Chi alive and well, just straight chillin'. So we killed him again and are rewarded with a cutscene of Lilith enjoying some good old-fashioned dog fighting, except it's one man versus 3 wolves. In the past we see Quan Chi simping, but let's be real here. And then he just fucking shows up again. So for the 3rd time we killed him. And then a 4th. And then a 5th. And after all that, we get the sightless eye, which to me sounds like a pretty fucking useless eye, but whatever, just let it teleport in your pocket. I don't care anymore. We run back out front and Diablo 2 guy is just laying on the ground dying. I know he's an old character, so we're supposed to feel bad, but from the perspective of my character, we only knew him for about 30 minutes. We go back to regroup and use the sightless eye, to which, my surprise, does the exact opposite thing of being sightless. And Lilith catches us taking a peek and we physically recoil from just her glance. How are we supposed to compete with that amount of Riz? Together we worked out that Lilith is trying to take her father's power, a task that is notoriously easy if you are a child of a rich family. To stop her, we plan to seal her in the same soulstone that You're Out had shoved into his cranium. But to do that, we need the help of his father Donan, who used to be a good fighter back in the day, but the only thing he's been fighting recently is the urge to eat a dozen donuts. Neyrella is also here. We regroup again at the chapel, and a character I didn't mention earlier has been turned into a human spawn point for one of the demons that was also in Diablo 2. I know they only keep bringing her back because she looks spooky as fuck. This boss fight was also extremely difficult for me because most of my skeletons were dead the entire fight, so this battle took about 5 minutes for me and my golem to get done alone.
You're saying he summoned a lesser evil too?
Yeah, I just killed it, dickhead. Thanks for your help.
We are in a swamp now and fighting snakes instead of demons, or maybe they're demon snakes. I don't know exactly why we're here. Oh yeah, we're here to take psychedelics and lose our minds chasing a giant snake that leads us to a talking tree that takes your head after you die when you ask it questions. Remember kids, only do drugs if you want to see some really cool shit. We basically asked the tree why the hell won't Quan Chi die, and the tree told us to go find what he sacrificed to become immortal. He's gonna be so mad when he realizes we took his finger. On the way there though, Neyrella got stabbed and infected by some sea disease. A disease, if you will. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, we had to amputate. He burnt Quan Chi's incredibly flammable finger, so he stops respawning because that's really unbalanced, and went to try to attune the soul stone so that we can properly trap Lilith in it. She seems a little too big for that thing, but hey, who am I to judge? Donan once again can't do his job, and we needed to have a conversation outside about replacing him on our roster next season. We needed to make him stronger mentally because physically would just take too long, so we put together the strongest lean the jungle can create, and he started tripping immediately. He finally gets it done after yet another traumatizing experience pushed him far enough, and we can finally move on with the story. But suddenly, Quan Chi tries to stop us without knowing that he can actually die now. He tried to get smart with us, but we hit him with the nuh-uh, and he's like, oh fuck, and then hit us with the ye old pocket sand and tried to run away. We found this goofball resting under a tree with his ass sitting in the swamp water, and the crow retrieves his head to hang on the talking tree forever. To capitalize off this victory, Lorax offers to sacrifice his head in order to find out where Lilith is. I put on my finest drip for this momentous occasion, and after all these years of people demanding it, we go to hell. It looks almost exactly as I envisioned it, except I expected there to be more pigment and ghasts. There's a lot of freaky shit down here, but it's still not nearly as freaky as wanting to be crushed by Lilith. We make it far enough to find an artist who is trying to fulfill the prophecy that foretold him slaying Lilith to grant him access to heaven. Look at him quaking in his boots in front of Lilith. Bro, you fumbled that bag so hard. The heavens rejected him and Lilith absolutely dunks on him, and you see outside the castle his religion losing hope because they were just simply wrong about everything. I know I've been making making fun of the story a lot, but I actually got really invested in it up until this point. But then Donan gets fucking stabbed by a pillar, and like, with Donan literally dying next to us, we use the Sightful Eye, and Lilith jump scares us, trapping us in her mind forever. But then her father Mephisto, who is actually the wolf from earlier, I just keep neglecting to bring him up, offers us a way out and gives us his blessing. I don't know just how sacrilegious that is, but we're definitely not getting into heaven after this. After escaping, we get confirmation that Donan was in fact killed by a stationary pillar, and we make it to the Throne of Hatred, which is where Mephisto's body sits in a blood orb. Neyril is also here. She suggests we put Mephisto in the Soul Stone instead of Lilith because his power is what she wants in the first place. We don't get to make the decision because this is actually Neyril's game, so she decides to change the plan last second because she knows better than all of us. Then she just leaves with the fucking dog. I thought he was put into the Soul Stone like a second ago. How is he still making portals and controlling this dog? Then finally, after all that, we get our moment with Lilith. Not even any small talk, just straight to beating the shit out of me. No, it's fine. She looked pretty much the same up close, but then she turned into this giant spine dragon, and that was just an immediate red flag for me. I'll tell you what, not a great look for the first date. It took everything I have to finally get her to calm down, but then she started ranting and crying blood, so I hit her with my patent pending laser eyes that turn people into stone. I am never using ChristianMingle.com ever again. I rate this game a 7.7 out of 10 potato cats. Needs more blood.